While on guard duty on the battlefield, the soldier suddenly noticed a shimmering light on a vacant plot of land across from him. He walked over, picked it up, and discovered it was a photograph of a beautiful woman. He put the photo in his pocket. When he regained consciousness, he found that only he had survived. At that moment, a medic handed him the photo and said,
"I saw you pick it up. Looks like it saved you. Got yourself a guardian angel."
Frank wanted to return the photo to its owner and thank her directly, but no one in the military camp knew who she was. His comrades all said that the beautiful woman in the photo was his good luck goddess.
Question. She's the reason you're still breathing. I'm telling you, man, you gotta set eyes on that girl one day.
But before he could finish his sentence, the enemy fired another shell, and once again, Frank survived. He couldn't help but think that the photo might indeed have some kind of magical power, silently protecting his life on the dangerous battlefield. Frank finally returned to his hometown, but he didn't stay with his family for long. He decided to go search for the lucky goddess in the photo. So, he began a long journey with his dog. Frank passed through countless towns and alleys, determined by the saying, "With effort, the steel will become a needle." After a month of searching, he finally found the lighthouse exactly like the one in the photo. After asking around, Frank found out about the woman in a tavern. He learned that she was running a farm not far away. Frank immediately went to the farm and saw the woman from the photo walking toward him like an angel. Frank was deeply captivated by her, and for a long moment, he couldn't tell if he was dreaming or awake. He was about to explain why he was there, but the woman mistook him for a job applicant. When Kelly heard that Frank had walked 1,000 kilometers to apply for a job, her expression immediately changed.
"I like to walk."
She thought there must be something wrong with Frank's mind. Kelly wanted her grandmother to send Frank away, but her grandmother didn't see any problem with him.
Are you crazy? Granddaughter thinks you might be crazy.
No, ma'am.
Well, you look like a sharp, capable young man.
The grandmother took a liking to Frank and took it upon herself to help him with the hiring process.
How'd you get him to leave?
I gave him the job.
You what?
Frank also rented an old warehouse nearby. He woke up very early every day. The farm, which was originally dirty and chaotic, was cleaned up by him, and he even managed to get an old tractor running again.
He got that old thing going.
Everything Frank did was noticed by Kelly's grandmother. In just a few days, the grandmother had rated the young man a perfect score. But Kelly still couldn't let her guard down, because Frank always stared at her while working. Every time he saw Kelly, his heart, scarred by the war, would finally feel at peace. The peaceful days passed by. One day, Frank discovered a piano and couldn't resist playing a tune. By chance, this was overheard by Kelly's daughter, Belle. Belle, who loved music, insisted on keeping Frank for dinner. The two of them felt like old friends reunited. After a game of chess, the distance between them closed. Seeing Belle happy, Kelly gradually started to accept this man. When Frank was about to leave, he wanted to explain his purpose for coming.
There's something that I've been meaning to tell you. I never fully explained. Sorry, I can't find the right words.
Another time, maybe. Girl, I'm not going anywhere.
One day, Kelly visited the cemetery to mourn her deceased younger brother. When she returned home, she seemed to go crazy, venting her anger everywhere. Though Frank didn't know what had happened, he rushed to hug her, comforting her until Kelly gradually calmed down. It turned out that Kelly's younger brother had also been a soldier who tragically died on the battlefield last year. However, the unit had yet to clarify the cause of his death. There were even rumors that he had been accidentally shot by his own comrades. Kelly just wanted to know that her brother's death hadn't been in vain. Because of this, she was sad every day. The overwhelming sorrow made her face swell and age, even causing some wrinkles to appear. At this moment, Kelly desperately needed Frank's comfort.
You got a great laugh, you know that?
Joe.
Because you're gonna have to get a few beers in me before I...
Okay.
Frank integrated into this family. The family became warm and lively thanks to his presence. They took Belle out to row boats on a small lake, walked many dogs, and enjoyed the outdoors. It seemed that all the pain was soothed by this love. But just as they were enjoying all these wonderful things, Kelly's ex-husband appeared and disrupted the peace. This time, he came to fight for custody of little Belle.
That's my son, and I can take that boy anytime I want.
Calm down. Let go of my arm. Let go of my arm.
Let go of her arm.
Frank had effectively made an enemy of Kelly's ex-husband. He curiously asked Kelly, "Why is he still bothering you even though you've been divorced for so long?" Kelly shared her pain with him. It turned out that her ex-husband was very influential locally and frequently came to threaten Kelly with custody of Belle. Frank comforted her, saying,
Just want to make sure you're okay.
Kelly had never felt so secure. One evening, the two went to a bar to talk. Their relationship slowly became more ambiguous. Just as they began to get closer, a security guard broke the beautiful moment. Clearly, this was a warning from Kelly's ex-husband to Frank. But Frank was ready to confront him. The next day, while helping Kelly sell goods at the door, Frank captivated her deeply. Kelly gazed at him with such affection that she forgot to wash the pot. That evening, Kelly visited the old warehouse where Frank was staying. The two of them expressed their feelings for each other. The warmth between them felt like the spring sun, illuminating Frank's soul that had been scarred by the war, and also healing the deep wounds in Kelly's heart. The joy of Belle's birthday party was brief, as her ex-husband used his custody rights to threaten Kelly.
His mom's unhealthy relationship was creating an unstable environment for my boy.
He warned that if she didn't send Frank away, he would take Belle. With no other choice, Kelly relented and told Frank everything. However, Frank didn't react, simply apologized and left without trying to stop her. He said, "I didn't come here to make you sad." On the way, her ex-husband followed, continuously provoking Frank. He spoke as if asserting ownership. "You should understand who this place belongs to." Frank calmly replied,
I've known guys like you my whole life. You think a gun and a badge and a name make you something because you carry them.
Kelly felt a sense of loss, not only because she had lost Frank but also because it felt like she had lost herself. She couldn't allow her ex-husband to keep threatening her life. Her grandmother's words made Kelly reflect, and she decided that when the sun rose, she would act. She went to confront her ex-husband and said clearly, "If you dare to take Belle, I won't let you go. If you want to sue me, I'm ready to face it any time. If not, don't disturb my life again." After that, Kelly visited the warehouse where Frank was staying. Finally, the separated couple was reunited. Kelly felt happiness and warmth with Frank, a feeling she had never had before. But she didn't know that her ex-husband had been standing outside all night, cold and determined to teach Frank a lesson. When a friend of her ex-husband brought information about Frank,
Back, I told you about that guy showing best picture around there. That's the guy.
he decided to go to Frank's warehouse, take the photo, and then go to Kelly to say that Frank might be the comrade who killed her younger brother and had come to atone for his sins. Kelly went to Frank to question him about the photo she had given to her brother.
After a night raid, I just found it. Tried to find out who lost it. I never stopped trying, but nobody claimed it. In a war, it's like finding an angel in hell. So I kept it with me. Then I survived a lot of things. I promised myself that I would find that girl and thank her for saving my life.
Kelly still couldn't believe him and decided to break up with him. Before leaving, Belle ran out and gave Frank her favorite book. The next day, as Frank was preparing to leave town, her ex-husband came drunkenly to cause trouble, even pulling out a gun.
Stay back.
Easy.
Come on, Keith.
Not a bad guy, Keith.
Frank went home, opened the book that Belle had given him, and discovered a photo inside. It was Kelly's younger brother. Seeing the familiar face, he recalled everything. In that night raid, Kelly's younger brother had died protecting his comrades, and that's why Frank had always carried the photo as a symbol of life. Frank hurried to Kelly's house, while her ex-husband also came to apologize, hoping to reconcile.
Please.
However, Kelly refused decisively.
Let it go.
Enraged, her ex-husband threatened to take Belle away, causing Belle to run outside in fear. The rain poured heavily as Belle ran to her wooden house. When her ex-husband tried to cross the bridge, he accidentally cut the rope. In the desperate situation, he tried to hold onto the rope but didn't have the strength, causing Belle to fall into the water. Her ex-husband jumped in to save her, but luckily, Frank arrived just in time to rescue Belle. However, the wooden house above them began to shake, and her ex-husband was crushed to death on the spot. A few days later, Frank brought the photo and the whole truth to Kelly. Finally, Kelly learned that her younger brother had been the hero who sacrificed himself to save his comrades. Frank set off for home alone, but at that moment, Kelly called him back.
Don't go.
The two of them finally embraced tightly, one having lost a normal life because of the war, the other having lost their most beloved person. However, through coincidences and unintentional circumstances, they had healed each other's wounds and become lifelong confidants. It is hoped that after reading this story, everyone will be healed, and those whose hearts have been healed will no longer suffer from pain.